Hello guys and welcome back to my channel At Home with Liv. I hope you're all having an amazing week. I am feeling good. I've got a new outfit on, this little new look number. Some Jenna jeans, which are like the shape and lift one that sculpt your bum. And I put a little bit of fake tan on as well, and makeup, and done my hair, so I'm feeling really good today. We're going off out shopping. So today's video is going to be mum hacks and things I wish I knew before having Arlo, and things that I'll take with me in further pregnancies and having children as well. So if I'm looking over here, it's because I've got my little list here. So the first thing that I wanted to say is, as a new mum, you probably, if you're pregnant, you probably would have started to get these little things and little opinions come through already, but you will get a lot of opinions. A lot of different people will think differently about how you raise your child and different ways you're doing that. So basically, ignore the opinions, take it with a pinch of salt and trust your gut. Don't just do things. Like, I see so many people say they felt that they had to do things just because everyone else thought that was the best way that they needed to do it. Anyway, going off onto a little rant there. Arrange childcare early. I cannot stress this enough, and I have learnt from my mistakes with this one. So nurseries book up very, very far in advance. Some of the nurseries, obviously we moved a bit last minute, but some of the nurseries I was looking at to put Arlo into, actually most of them, I couldn't get into. So they had a year's waiting list, and the nursery he's in at the moment is the only one that didn't have a year's waiting list. And this was even just for 1 day a week, may I just add. So even if you're thinking of just putting your child in for 1 or 2 days a week, book it so far in advance, because nurseries book up so fast, and because of the influx of children and like the baby boom, nurseries don't have enough spaces for children. So if you're pregnant, get down to a nursery, look at a nursery, book your child in if that's what you want to do, because the further you book in advance, the better basically, otherwise you're not going to get the exact nursery you want. Also, something that you should know about as well is there's lots of different government schemes for childcare. So for example, something I'm using at the moment is the government top-up scheme. So say for example, I put in £300 into my government childcare scheme account, they put in £75. This has been really, really good for us, because obviously it just helps out. This little bit of money helps out so much. So I would advise you to look into what you're entitled to. There's other things around as well, and yeah, it's amazing basically. So look into obviously getting your nursery place secured, and also what childcare schemes you're entitled to. This one is about weaning. So when it comes to weaning, try to batch cook where you can, and try not to worry so much about things you're giving your child. So when I first started weaning Arlo, I was really worried about choking. I was really worried about not giving him the right sort of food, if everything was cut to the exact centimetre that it should be. But as long as you're being mindful of what you're doing and obviously being safe, you will be fine. Use finger foods, encourage baby-led weaning if that's what you want to do, and try not to worry so much, because it is scary when you first introduce them to food, and if you've not done weaning before, it is a bit of a minefield. But just go with the flow. And like the health visitor told me when I was getting anxious about it, if you are getting stressed and worried about weaning, the best thing you can do is not put so much stress on yourself and just give a little bit of food off your plate. So like, for example, if I'm having a banana, just trying to think, if I'm having a bit of toast or a banana in the morning, just cut a little bit off and give it to your baby. So yeah, just being mindful of what you're giving them, but obviously not putting too much stress on yourself. And batch cooking things really helps, especially now Arlo's at the age where he's going to nursery and we're off out and about. Batch cooking like banana oat pancakes or like oat bites and things like that really help, because you can just cook up loads of it, cut it up, put it into the IKEA little Ziploc bags, put it in the freezer, and then you can just defrost it here and there, and you don't have to worry, and it like lasts months. So I would really recommend doing that. Something as well I would advise doing, instead of wasting a lot of money on purees, like I am a big puree person. I did have a lot of purees, but towards the end I was like, purees are very expensive, and actually I can give Arlo the same amount of nutrition by just whizzing up my food. So I bought like a £20 blender off Amazon, and I think it was a smoothie maker actually. But it can be used for the same sort of thing, and obviously that means we can reuse it and use it ourselves as well. So like for example, if I was making up a corn spaghetti bolognese, because Arlo and I are pescatarian, I would just make sure it doesn't have like too much spice in it and doesn't have salt in it, and then I would just literally whiz it up in my blender. I'd get the Nook ice tray things that I've talked about before. So they're these little compartments that you can put a lid on and freeze food, and then just pop it out and defrost it here and there. I just put some in these ice cube trays, and it's basically a puree, and it lasts ages because it's in the freezer, and it's the same nutritional value. I just make a little bit more than I would normally have and just freeze Arlo's food. So it is amazing. So the next thing, number 4, is you will need storage, and a lot of it. People will buy you endless amounts of clothes, toys, different things for your child, but something I would ask for when you are pregnant or for a baby shower or for anything really is storage. So I would recommend a few various different bits of storage. One of them is the Trofast from IKEA. Just because you can compartmentalise different toys, you can put it into different trays, and you can have little labels on them as well, like we have on ours. I'll pop a picture of our Trofast up now for you. And we just find it really useful for storing toys. Another thing that you can use as well is there's like a Trofast shelf, and in my space alcove that I haven't really shown everyone yet because it's still got some bits I need to do to it, you can have a Trofast shelf on top of that, and you can put little Icasa crates in them. So the Icasa crates are quite expensive, however Primark do dupes of them, which I have got, and they are amazing for storing like little bits, like say if you've got cars or you've got books or flashcards, and they're just another bit of storage to basically separate the toys, because toys can build up and you can end up having a lot of them, and they can cause like endless amounts of mess. So making sure you have the correct smart storage solution for your toys is definitely something I would advise. And even if like your little one doesn't have many toys, get it all in order and get it all in like shape to start with. So like when Arlo was first born, I was storing some clothes in his, and then I've just moved his clothes out as he's got older and put toys in them. So I'd recommend doing that. Okay, so number 5 is probably one of the most important things I want to tell you. So don't let yourself be house trapped. Take it from me, someone who has literally spent a year in a house and hardly gone out at all, got into a low mental state, and I feel like I've wasted the year. I know I haven't, but I feel like I've wasted my year off with Arlo being in such like a bad place. And the thing that helped me the most, and when I've spoken to other mums, they've agreed as well, is getting out the house. Even if you're just putting on some clothes, putting on a little bit of makeup, going out to Tesco, like going out to town, going to Cafe Nero, going to Costa, or wherever you want to go to. Make a little bit of effort and add a little bit of structure to your week, and do something nice for you as well as your baby. Don't let your baby's routine sort of control what you do. They can sleep in the car, they can sleep on the go. Just take them along with you, and don't be scared to get out the house, because it is the best thing for you, and you will feel so much better for it afterwards. I know it's a pain getting out the house and getting everything arranged and organised to get out, but once you get out, you will be absolutely fine. And you've got to think the worst case scenario, say if you can't handle it, they're crying, you don't know what to do, you feel stressed, you come home. It's not a big deal, but it's about making that effort to get out the house initially, and don't let the fear get to you. because it can lead you down a really, really dark road of being very isolated and going into a low state. So take it from me, get out the house and don't let yourself be house trapped. Even for example, like going out for a walk, like just getting your baby into the pram and going out for a 5-minute walk. It's a sensory experience for them. They love seeing the trees move, the different shapes, the cars going past, birds. It is the best thing for them, and you are getting fresh air and just having a moment of peace. So the next thing is put yourself first. You can't pour from an empty cup. So as long as you're happy and you are fed, you are watered, you've gone to the toilet, you've done something for yourself, that rubs off on your baby. It really does, and they feed off your energy. So make sure you put yourself first and advocate for yourself. Say to your partner, look, I've been with the baby all day, I need an hour, I'm gonna go have a bath, I am gonna paint my nails and do something for me because that's what I need to do, and have that understanding with your partner that you need time to yourself that is just for you. Because if you don't, you can end up getting into a place where you're not looking after yourself, you're feeling crap about yourself, you're not really having anything to enjoy that is for you, and this really sort of leads down the road of losing your identity in motherhood, which is so easy to do. So really make time to do things that are for you as a person, not just a mum. My identity loss has been quite bad as a mum, and I have definitely gone down the path, and I think a lot of people do, of losing who you are. But it's important to like pick up something. Like for example, throughout my maternity leave, I picked up Instagram, YouTube, like doing something for myself. Although it involves Arlo and it involves me obviously like talking about what I do as a mum and for interior design and stuff, it is still doing something for yourself and you feel like you're working towards something. So definitely picking up a hobby or carrying on a hobby that you used to enjoy, even if it's just for like 1 hour a week, will really, really benefit you. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to say, and I wish I sort of knew this before, because in the moments it can feel very overwhelming and never ending, basically, your situation. So everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. And this could mean sleep patterns, finances, feelings, whatever situation you're in, everything is temporary and everything will change, and it will all work out the way it's meant to work out in the end. So remember that and take that with a pinch of salt. We have managed to get through this really, really difficult year, and we've made it out the other side and we're better than ever. So try not to like get bogged down too much in the moment, and just remember that everything's a phase and things change all the time. I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that some of these tips you found helpful. I tried to like do a range of all different things, like regardless of the stage of motherhood you're at. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Go follow me over on Instagram at Home with Liv, and have a lovely rest of your day.
Everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left.